Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I am taking another look at my Schmincke Super Granulating Watercolor Dot Chart. So time to pull out my trusty swatch book, and today we are going to look at the 5th set of the 8 sets that are on this chart, the desert set. So let's get on with the swatching. Okay, let's see here. This first one, Desert Yellow, Pigment Yellow 159 and Pigment Brown 7. Still needs more time. Needs more water to soak up. Okay, let that soak a little bit. Let's see how it activates. Still not amazing. I think that maybe just that PY159 is just a little bit of a tougher color to reactivate. Maybe it's just a very transparent color. Okay, let's see what it's like here. So it's very pale, sort of olivey yellow. Definitely transparent. Yellow and brown. I don't expect to see too much color separation, so we'll see as we go along here. Like, I keep going back to my little sample dot expecting that this time I'll get a lot more pigment, but it's not working that way. Mix it up a bit and see how we do with granulation. Tiny little bit of pigment left on this chart here. I'm going to try to pick that up. I can start to see some of the yellow separating there, which I've noticed in all the colors that have that 159. You can definitely see it separating. Okay, on to the next one, Desert Orange. Again, we've got that PY159 and Pigment Brown 33. Just see how well this one reactivates. A little better. Mostly probably the brown. Oh, it looks like there was on that side there a big chunk of just binder because it's already gone. Not a whole lot of paint on this dot. It's also very light and transparent, but I think it is actually maybe semi-opaque. I think that there's going to be some tiny little bit of opaqueness. It's sort of like almost like a rusty color, but more yellow than rusty colored. And I'm struggling to get enough pigment here for a really nice sample. Another brown and yellow, not sure how much color separation we'll see again. Only time will tell. So as this one dries, there's not quite as much granulation and color separation as some of the other colors, but you can still see brighter pops of that Pigment Yellow 159 coming through the brown there. Okay, moving along to Desert Brown. So this one's 3 pigments. Pigment Yellow 150, Pigment Red 108, which is the Volcano Red, and Pigment Black 11. I think this one's going to need just a little bit of time to soak. At least it looks like a nice, good-sized sample. Okay. Still relatively transparent. You can already start to see some of the color separation. It's a little hard to describe this brown because of the different pigments. It seems to change. Sometimes it looks like a bit of a cooler brown, and then other times it looks like a bit of a warmer brown. Right here it looks quite cool, but then up here it looks warm again already. Very interesting. How much of that pigment I can get down in there. I think this one's going to be really granulating. Let's see what happens when it dries. This one is very, very granular, and you can definitely see at least the red and the black pigments separating, not so much the yellow. Okay, moving along to desert green. I've already accidentally smooshed this one. Dual pigments, we've got pigment red 108 and pigment green 26. So this one I seem to be getting more pigment off of the sample, which is nice. It's something I like. Nice thicker consistency. It's definitely a very muted gray green, which I would expect because red and green are complementary colors and tend to cancel each other out. Be interesting to see the granulation and pigment separation on this one when it dries. I can already see bits of red and green separating up here. Yeah, just even washing it, I could see separation between the green. Like some parts just seem more green and some parts seem more red. Very interesting color. Never actually seen a desert, so I don't know if this color is actually representative of a desert color, but nonetheless, it is a very interesting color. And I'm able to pick up a lot of pigment to play around with it. Some water in here. I wonder what that green pigment is. We'll look at that in a minute because it's quite bright. Definite color separation there. Such a unique color. Very pronounced color separation for sure. Okay, and moving on to the last one here. Desert gray. Another two pigment. We've got that volcano yellow again, the pigment 159, as well as pigment black 11. So this one, although it still seems quite thin and transparent, seems to be reactivating okay, considering it's got that 159 in it. It's more of a really dark brown than a gray, like it's a very, very warm greeny gray, which makes sense to me because usually when you try to mix a yellow with a black, it goes sort of greeny. But yeah, it's pretty transparent. So as I'm swatching it out, I can definitely see some spots of the yellow coming through. Gives it a very greeny brown look to it. Some water mixing in there. Sorry for my squeaky chair if you can hear it. Okay, pigment time. I hope this doesn't bother you too much that the set is broken up, 2 up here and 3 down here. It bothers me a little, but there's nothing I can really do about it. That's just how my grid works. Sorry. So anyways, let's start with desert yellow. So pigment yellow 159. Now we've seen this pop up quite a few times. The last video, the Shire colors, it was in every single one of the Shire colors, and it is the Schmincke volcano yellow, the pigment yellow 159. And as I had mentioned when I did the volcano set, this is a new color to Schmincke, and so it's not like comparable to anything else that they have. I mean, it might be comparable, but it's not used in any other colors until this volcano set. But yeah, so it's the desert yellow has this pigment yellow 159, and it also has pigment brown 7. And I feel like we've seen pigment brown 7 in another super granulating color. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but it is green umber. And this is a very translucent color. It is not very granular, but there are some very fine granulated pigments in there. So that would probably explain why this color is sort of pale and very transparent, because both the brown and the yellow are very transparent, and the yellow is the one that's really granulating in this color. I could also see this being used when painting fields. It would definitely work for fields of maybe wheat and stuff like that. Okay, next one, desert orange. And it's desert orange, not desert, sorry. Actually, I'm just gonna fix that right now. Okay, so the next one is desert orange. And again, we have that pigment Y159, the volcano yellow, this time mixed with pigment brown 33. And I know we've also seen this in a few other colors in the super granulating set. And it is the mahogany brown, which is a nice, it almost looks like it itself has 2 different colors in it. When it separates and granulates, there's a warmer and a cooler look to that. It's a cool color. The more I've been swatching these colors, the more I've been considering actually picking up a tube of this. Okay, moving on down to desert brown. Hey, that rhymed. Not intentional, I swear. So this is a 3 pigment color. It's the only 3 pigment color in this set, and it's got PY150. And I think this is the first time we've seen this pigment in the super granulating colors. And it also has the PR108, which is the other single pigment color that Schmincke has in their super granulating line, and it is the volcano red. And then it also has pigment black 11. So pigment Y150, I feel like that's nickel azo yellow or something like that. Let us see if we can find it. So pigment 150, transparent yellow. So this color does not appear to be granular at all. And it is relatively transparent, as you would imagine, considering it is called transparent yellow. It's a nice sunny yellow. So the sunny yellow mixed with the volcano red and Mars black, which we have definitely seen quite a few times in many of their super granulating colors, because it's just a nice granulating black and it's pretty neutral, so it mixes with a lot of colors. And anyways, those 3 colors is what makes up this desert brown. And it's very, like, just looking at it in person, it's a very it's a very, well, it's a very interesting brown. It is sort of on the orangey side, except for that around the edges where the water has dried, it's definitely cooler and darker, and that would probably be the black pigment settling out on the edges. But of course, with the yellow and the red, you would expect it to be sort of orangey, and it most definitely is. Now, desert green, this one is a very interesting color. It's actually probably, in my opinion, the most interesting color out of this set. I have no idea what I would use this color for, but it's very interesting and cool. And as you can see, it is very granulating, and the color separation between the PR108 and the PG26 is very evident. You can see a lot of the color separation as well as the granulation. Let me just get in a little closer for you, see if that's any clearer. Hope the colors come out okay on screen. So as I was saying, the Pigment Red 108, which we saw in here, is the Volcano Red. And the PG26, I'm not 100% sure what is Pigment Green 26. Oh yes, okay, we have seen this one a couple of times. Cobalt Green Dark. And it's semi-opaque, dark, and the granulation in it is super fine and soft. You can see the little particles are very tiny, but it does granulate. And then the Volcano Red is very, very granular. So this is probably what is carrying out a lot of the granulation of this color. And then those finer green pigments are just sort of flowing out a little bit further. Very, very interesting. I don't know if this, like I said, accurately represents anything in the desert. I've never seen a desert. And I also have no idea what I would use this color for, but it is very interesting. Okay, last one, Desert Gray. And this is a very warm browny gray. As I would imagine, having yellow in it, it would make it very warm. So we've already looked at the Pigment Yellow 159, of course, is the Volcano Yellow. And it is mixed with the Pigment Black 11, which is the Mars Black. Usually when mixing black and yellow in almost any medium, you will get sort of a greeny color, a greeny brown color. And there's definitely not an exception here. The granulation is slight, but you can definitely see chunks of the yellow. Actually, of all of the colors in this set, I would say that the Desert Orange is kind of the more, I don't know how to describe it, smooth. Like the color separation is very faint. You can sort of see little bits of the yellow popping through the brown, and also the granulation is very soft. The granulation is also very soft in the yellow, but I could see more color separation there than I can in here. But yeah, that is our desert colors. All in all, an interesting warm brownie set. If those are colors that you use often in your paintings, probably landscapes, I would imagine, they'd probably be great. Again, I'm not 100% sure about the desert green, but it is a very interesting color. So I hope you enjoyed that little look at the Schmincke Horadam Super Granulating Desert set. Again, that was set 5 out of the set of 8 on my dot chart. And I really hope you enjoyed taking a closer look at them. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. It helps this video get seen by other people who might like it. And I hope to see you on the next one. And until then, bye.